What is going on? How are you all doing, gang? It is so early here right now. It's currently 6:50 a.m. This is the earliest I've ever woken up. I randomly woke up in the middle of the night. It was like 5 a.m. and I am woken up by this post. So Claude has just released Fable 5. All right, guys. Introducing Claude Fable 5, a Mythos class model that we've made safe for general use. Now, for those that don't know, Mythos has been this model that Claude has been hyping up religiously for the past few months now, saying that it's going to disrupt the industry and how they've been giving it to cybersecurity agents to make sure that everything's tightened up because this model is just so good. And so they are claiming that Fable 5 is a Mythos class model. And what this essentially means is that Fable has the capabilities of Mythos, but with the safeguards. So you can see here, releasing a model this capable comes with risks without safeguards. Fable 5's capabilities in areas like cybersecurity could be misused to cause serious damage. Queries on a narrow range of topics will instead receive a response on our next most capable model, Opus 4.8. And so apparently, if you ask for a certain thing, they've said some things related to cybersecurity or biology and chemistry and distillation, users are informed whenever a fallback occurs, on average in less than 5% of sessions. So this will actually fall back to Opus 4.8. So they're kind of being super cautious around certain things. So yeah, this is really exciting. Now I'm excited to test it. I have seen that it completely demolishes your sub usage. Like I think it was I think Bridgemine tweeted about it, and I was just like, this is kind of crazy. Where is it? I hit my usage limits on my $200 a month Claude Max subscription in less than 30 minutes using Claude Fable 5. Like, jeez. That I've only got the $100 subscription for Claude. Do I need to bump it up? I mean, up until this point, I haven't felt the reason or needed to bump it up. But honestly, if Claude Fable is this good, to get that extra 15 minutes, man, I might need to bump it up. Andre Karpathy responding, saying that this is a super exciting release. Claude Fable is the same underlying model as Mythos, but with added safeguards. The benchmarks are great. It's SOTA on everything by a margin, but I'll add that qualitatively also. This is a major version bump deserving step change forward. Interesting how they always say step change. You guys clock that? Whenever there's a big model and there's like an update, they always got to say step change. Like, I've never heard this term until Anthropic started saying it. It's really interesting. In my opinion, of the same order as Claude 4.5 was in November. Everyone remembers the days of Claude 4.5. When that shit released, everyone was like, damn, this shit peak. Peaking especially for long problem-solving sessions and very difficult problems. You can give it a lot more ambitious tasks than what you're used to. The model gets it and it will just go, and it's never felt this tempting to stop looking at the code at all. But don't do this in prod. I mean, hey, I don't even know what the code is, so I don't even do that. The model still has quirks that people will run into, and the safeguards are configured to be a little too trigger happy for launch, which can hopefully be tuned over time. See, that's that Andre Karpathy knowledge, bro. I feel a lot of things changing as working software increasingly comes out on a tap. The Jevons paradox kicks in, and I feel my own demand for software growing substantially. Jevons paradox. What does he mean by that? The Jevons paradox is an economic principle that when technological progress increases the efficiency with which a resource is used, the total consumption of that resource often increases rather than decreases. I see. Okay, so you can also ask for anything. Explainers, visualizers, dashboards, bespoke single-use apps. I'm curious how this does in Claude design, actually. Like, does this change things at all? What up, Davito? How we doing? Jmart, PN, what's good? Sam, Volkrav, Medjool, what's good? Hope everyone's doing well. Bigger Bow Tech. It is officially the 6/7 stream, yes. On another note, we also had, this is not related to Claude, but I thought it was kind of funny. A few weeks ago, I was working on a plant identifier app based off of this, the success of this plant identifier. Turns out they're doing 8 million a month on ads. So if you can see in this screenshot, they're making $9 million a month, right? Turns out they're doing 5,900 ads a month on Meta currently. They're doing $8 million worth of ad spend. So it's funny when you look at it, because I was using Sensor Tower and it only says they're making $9 million. I'm like, holy shit, a plant identifier app making 9 mil, I'm in. But yeah, there's more beneath the surface, as you can see. Thought that was kind of interesting. Also, another note, that's the wrong one, but Levelcio made a website basically saying every single project that he's ever worked on and what his hit rate is. So you can kind of go on here and you can see out of all the projects he's ever made, only 8 of them actually succeeded. Success made or still makes good money for a long time and grew. So he did 7% success rate, 18% failed, 10% took off but didn't do that well, 59% were non-profit or without profit goal, and then 6% are not sure yet. So his success rate right now is only 8%, which is interesting. Kind of gave me a bit of motivation on this live stream journey, to be honest, because I was just like, damn, that's crazy. 40K into ads for you, lol. Yeah, imagine if I was running ads right now, just chuck 100K into ads. Oh my god, we hit the goal, guys. We hit the goal. Anyways, I'm excited to test out Fable. I don't think it is going to last very long. What else did I bookmark here? Fable 5 was used to design a complete 3D printable model in a browser-based CAD editor. The editor was also created by Fable, including the built-in AI copilot that does the modeling. Looks pretty impressive to me. You've got, and that's it. That's all I saved. All right. Yeah, it just honestly blew my mind a little bit. Claude 5 Fable TODR. It is a state-of-the-art on nearly all tested benchmarks. The longer and more complex tasks, the larger Fable 5's lead over our other models. I mean, that's a given. It's more token efficient than past Claude models. That's interesting. It kind of has to be, though. Imagine, though, he probably wouldn't even have 8% success rate if it wasn't for AI, because it's allowing him to pump out so many projects. I mean, that's true. That's also true. Well, I don't know if you have seen it, but it's getting removed on the 22nd from sub and going to be API usage only low. Yes, I did notice that. It's worth mentioning. I made a little tweet about it right here. So it begins credits only. As you can see, you get a little notification here. Fable is included in your plan limits until June 22. After that, switch to usage credits to continue using it. So you know what's also really interesting, and I feel like they're very clever with the timing of this announcement, because if you guys also remember, they are no longer allowing third-party harnesses to use Claude through the subscription. And believe it or not, the date for that is today. So I have it on my calendar telling me that, okay, Claude can no longer be used through the subscription inside of my Ace app. But lo and behold, they've gone and kind of dwarfed that announcement and what people would be talking about with Mythos. It's very clever, because they've obviously held this announcement off specifically for this date, because they knew a lot of people would have complained about it. So they've inherently kind of like removed all of that bad PR so that people just talk about Mythos, because obviously everyone's now just going to talk about Mythos. So it's worth also understanding that, the timing of this announcement is very strategic. Their marketing team is insane. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you don't even need to market it because the model markets itself. Like the word of mouth on this is infinite. I'm getting my account. The other day I got my accountant call me and he was like, "Have you heard of Cloud? Have you heard of Cloud?" I'm like, "What the hell is that?" You know, Cloud. Bro has never used this tool in his life. He's like asking me questions. He's like, "Bro, so like, what do I do with Cloud? Like, is it like ChatGPT?" He's like using the free version of ChatGPT. I'm like, "Damn, man, you are behind. I gotta hook you up with this shit." Cloud is about to replace your job, my guy. I'm about to use Cloud to do my own accounting at this point. It's more token. Fable 5 stays focused across millions of tokens in long-running tasks. Dude, you know the best way to one-shot your token usage right now is to literally just go into Claude, go to code. Have I got the update? Relaunch the update. The number one way to one-shot your usage right now would be just ultra code with Fable. Like that, like I don't even know if my usage would last like 10 seconds on that shit. Fable 5 is more than just better benchmarked. It's more efficient, allows for longer. Okay, you've just repeated yourself over here, probably to extend people's reading time so the post gets boosted further. GPT 5.6 is just around the corner. I'm a huge Codex fan, but Fable Mythos is in a league of its own. I'm curious to see if OpenAI will release its own Mythos. During early testing, Stripe reported that Fable 5 compressed months of engineering into days. In a 50 million line Ruby codebase, the model performed a codebase-wide migration in a day that would otherwise have taken a whole team over 2 months by hand. I mean, I don't know, like, you can't really compare it to a whole team taking 2 months by hand, because that's kind of obvious already. Like, you know when Claude, when you're about to start a project and Claude will say, "That's going to take you 3 months of hard work," or it gives you an estimate and it's like way off. It's like the same thing here. The whole team over 2 months by hand. It's like, no, bruh. Like compare it to Opus, compare it to, like, your target audience is no longer the people using it by hand. It's the people that are using it already. I feel like they've got enough market share. Like I saw a stat the other day where a lot of people are already using AI with coding. Specifically, people who were already developers are using AI. Like a large percentage. I don't want to say what the percentage because I don't think it was legit, but a large percentage. Fable 5 is really good at micromanaging. Okay. I mean, I'm a little bit of a micromanager myself, so... Doobie, are we still on these terms? Which terms? Which terms? Now, let's go back into the... Fable 5, our most capable model yet. Included in your plan limits until June 22, Fable takes 2x the usage of Opus 2. Switch models when a message is flagged. Try Fable. Ooh. I don't even know what to try it on, man. So the best way to one-shot your Fable 1 mil context, you enable fast mode. Oh, you can't even enable fast mode with Fable. And then you would just go ultra code. Oh, ultra code Fable. It's done. It's game over. Like you ain't getting anything done with this combination right here. I don't even know why. They should have a warning that pops up when you try and have this combination, because this is just like who is actually going to be able to use this combination? Can we be realistic right now? Who is actually going to be able to use ultra code with Fable 5? Like, unless you're spending like 10 grand a day, I don't know if this is even realistic to be able to use Fable 5 with ultra code. Like the banny things. What are you talking about, Helos? What you on, bro? I need more context, and I ain't talking AI. All right. What should I do? What should I do? Does it get the car question right? The car wash is 100 meters away. Actually, I'll say 50 meters. It's 50 meters away. Should I walk or drive? Come on. Come on. Drive. The car wash needs the car unless you fancy pushing at 50 meters. Damn. All right. So it passes the car wash test. Is this the first? I don't even think Codex has passed that. I'm pretty sure Codex hasn't passed that. The car wash is 50 meters away. Do I walk or drive? Walk at 50 meters, drive will almost certainly take longer. Yep, boom, clearly. All right, well, cool. Let's see how much that took in usage. I've given it a single prompt. Okay, all right. All right, cool. For some reason, I was expecting to see like 10% usage already off of just a single prompt. But all right. I'll have a think about what I can use this for. But right now, it's not inside of a conductor, I believe. No, it is not. Now, I'm having an issue, guys. It's kind of embarrassing. We're so close to the launch, so I'll give you a bit of an update. Yesterday, I filmed the onboarding screens, and I kind of want, for those that are new, I wanted to do a interactive onboarding, okay? And so what I mean by this is you can kind of see when watching this. Hey, welcome to ACE. To get started, go ahead and click New Project. So you can see like I'm kind of directing the onboarding process. Okay, let me take it from here. This is the ACE onboarding flow. And so I basically just go through the app while I'm talking, almost like I'm live streaming with you guys right now, but instead I'm walking you through the app and I'm clicking the app. And the whole concept is by the end, you're going to have... And there it is. I now have an AI team that autonomously writes scripts for me every single day. I'll leave you two to get to know each other. That was a little cringe, but basically the concept is that I walk you through how to build this AI kind of canvas, and then I leave the canvas there for you to like tweak and iterate, and so you can kind of like test it out yourself. But yeah, that's the whole concept. Emil's saying I need to restart conductor. Let's give that a go. Usually it comes up with an update telling me like, hey, you can okay. Yeah, all right, cool. There it is. I don't know why it took a restart to figure that out. Automator Lab thinks I'm smart. Shout out. All right, so there's this issue that we're facing right now. So fix and ship. It's telling me to restart ACE, then use refresh access on that screen. Let's see. Okay, boom, we're in. Cool. All right. So basically what happened was Supabase was the source of truth. Now we've made it Supabase and Stripe are both the source of truth. So if it can't find the subscription from Supabase, then it's going to double check on Stripe. And then if it can't find it on either of those, then it's not going to let you in the app. But we are now inside of here. So there's two things that I want to do today. If we go onto our checklist, you can see that we're literally super close to finishing. We just have literally two things left. So our launch checklist, if you're new, the reason why we did a launch checklist is because everyone and their dog is familiar with scope creep, right? When you're building something, there's always a new scope that comes into play. And so we created a launch checklist, and I was like, I'm only working on whatever is on this checklist. Future updates is kind of to prevent scope creep. So anything that we thought was cool, we just added to future updates. Now, the launch checklist, we've literally completed everything. The only two things left is onboarding, which is what I just showed you, the kind of talking through interactive onboarding screens, and the set up a new branch in GitHub for a dev app before main app. So basically setting up so that I can create updates inside of the dev environment and it doesn't affect the main app. Like we just kind of need to set that up. So let's start with, so this gives me okay. All right, guys. So this build and open button is new. Let's see if it works. But basically yesterday, I kind of worked a little overtime. I wasn't live streaming. And I was building a Pomodoro timer. So let's see if this build and open works. Artifact was not found. Okay, cool. Yep, doesn't work. Don't mind me. Let me just screenshot that. I'm going to go back into Conductor. I think it was collaboration task contract. Which was the one? Show open button. So, okay, I'll show this. Now, I know that the app is around because while it was actually building out the app popped up on my screen for a second and then it unexpectedly closed. And I got a notification saying this app unexpectedly closed. So I know the app exists and we're just not able to find it. So can we look into what the problem might be and potentially fix it? All right, we've got Fable. Maybe the next, here, let me test Fable. Have you had it do a security sweep yet or plan to? I always suggest those. Yes, I did. It actually one-shotted my 5-hour usage limit because I did it down here, Ace Codebase Cleanup. I used Ultra Code. And so I'm kind of waiting for the next 5-hour window. I keep forgetting to use it. But the goal is to basically use Ultra Code it analyzed my entire code base, 67,000 lines of code. And it is now going to try and fix it. Appreciate the tip though, J-Mart. Also, what was going on with my live stream yesterday? I don't know if you guys, for those that were noticing, J-Mart messaged me because he noticed, but the live stream was like continuing even after I turned it off, and it was just replaying me saying like 3 words over and over again. You can see it in the last live stream. The last like 2-3 hours was literally me just saying 1 word on repeat. Add first presenter onboarding tour. So I did not install. Okay, so this is the onboarding that I was kind of talking about. I might even want Fable to review this if possible. So let me actually close and let's go ahead and edit. Let's do that. All right, I'm gonna get Fable 5 to review my onboarding that I've just done, and I might even just give it some additional context. This is an interactive onboarding experience. Please review the changes made. Do I have the file? So in order to make this as smooth as possible, I actually got Codex to review my recordings, and it created this onboarding scene script in Q Notes, which is basically a very detailed onboarding plan of like, okay, at 0.0 to 0.00, nothing happens. At 0.002, this needs to happen. At 3 seconds, I talk about this, we need to highlight this area. At 6 seconds, we need to do this. And so it basically lets the AI know the exact timing of when to move certain things inside of the app so that I can create this more interactive experience and it looks like I'm typing it on your computer, but it's actually just me. Now, I'm yet to actually fully test this, but it sounds pretty complex, and it doesn't seem like AI would be able to one-shot this like perfectly. So I want to get Fable on this to see if it's done a good job. This is an interactive onboarding experience. Please review the changes made. It's probably going to look at Codex 5.5's code and be like, ew, why are you making me review this puny peasant's coding? This puny peasant's code base. Open in editor, no. Oh, shit. Oh, why did I open cursor, man? Let me close this. Don't allow close. I'm trying to open this inside of the folder. Open in folder. Alright. And I'm going to give it the cues. And heck, why don't I just give it the onboarding as well? Okay, we're using Fable. We're using Fable 5. We out here. We made it. I don't even know, bro. I was scrolling my feed and it just kept saying it was live with the loop. It was hilarious. LMAO, I just pop up. What's Fable? Bro, Fable is the new... Hey, there's the Pomodoro timer. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, now I'm confused a little bit. So let me just see what happened here. But Fable is the new Mythos model that just got released, Emilio. Like maybe a couple hours ago. I'll inspect the screenshot. The screenshot confirms the new button is present, but the Open API is resolving a path that no longer exists in the workspace. I'm going to find the persisted Pomodoro board proof bundle, inspect the exact OpenTarget.path, and then check the workspace file system for where the generated app actually landed. I found the relevant persisted job family. The file system searches are still running. The job record points out the workspace path. I found the concrete bug. The app exists at the saved git status paths are quoted because the app name contains a space, for example. No leftover. Okay, all right. Well, it found the app, so that's good. Minimize this. We're very close to being done, guys. I actually have made some additional improvements, and I actually kind of regret having done this because I should have first waited to set up the developer app, the developer environment. I've made 4 pretty major changes regarding how the AI agents communicate with one another, the onboarding for stage 2, being more specific with the questions, and I've also gone a bit deeper into the rubric that the review agent uses. And on top of that, to top it all off, I'm trying to improve the speed of the output. So I'm trying to add a system now where, let's say the team goes off and builds the app, right? I've noticed that what can happen is it can get 95% of the way there, and then one tiny little thing breaks or one tiny little thing goes wrong, and then like you can't even see the progress, or you can't review the app, or maybe you want to follow up and just be like, hey, you forgot to open the app. Can you open the app? And then what's going to happen is it goes through the whole team again. It goes through Gemini, then Claude, then Codex, when realistically only the build agent really needed to understand that prompt. And so I'm trying to create a system now that is able to identify the logic behind the prompt. And so if it's a really simple prompt, then it only goes through one of these AI agents. If it's a more complex prompt, it runs through the whole thing again. And so I think that is a huge improvement. Although I just wish I kind of started working on this while I had the developer environment, because I feel like now it's going to break the app again, and then it's going to delay the launch. But yeah, we're really close to launching. Feel free to join the waitlist if you're interested. There's a link at the bottom of the description. You're going to be the first person to know about it once it goes live. But yeah, this is the app. I'm really excited to launch it. Look how clean my logo looks. Look how clean the dashboard looks. You want to create a new project, build a team, name it something, say what you want it to be, and then it'll literally walk you through how to build that team, the AI team that you need to like accomplish your goals. And so yeah, I'm excited to test this out further and really lock in for you guys with the app. I think let's work on this. And I'm just gonna go into plan mode. Fable 5 is working. Let's see what it talks about. I'll start by reading the attached file and the agents.md files as requested. Now let me load the diff tools and review the changes. Okay. One diff fetch error due to a checkpoint issue. Let me check git status and retry. I'm curious because, you know, we've been using Claude. It does talk a lot more. Look at this. This is a trade-off I made earlier. Now update the classification. I don't know, maybe Fable's a bit less talkative. Just very quick observation there. I need to pull the complete unified diff. One diff fetched error due to a checkpoint issue. Okay, so you're telling me 5 minutes of you just like trying to find a diff? Thanks, mate. Now let me examine the surrounding code to verify behavior. All right, while this is going on, let's have a look. Is this coming out of my usage? Okay, so it's at 14%, which is crazy, by the way, for what, 5-6 minutes. We now have a additional feature. No, see, what I'm waiting for is there should be another usage bar that comes out. Claude wins the battle of most usage bars in any given app, but we're waiting on an additional usage bar to come out because no longer are you able to use third-party apps through the subscription tokens. They're coming out through the API tokens, but your subscription gets like a portion of those tokens. So I think it was, if you on the pro plan, you get like $20 worth. If you're on the 5x max plan, you get $100 worth. And if you're on the 20x max plan, you're on $200 worth. So you can still use these platforms, but just for not as long. All right, we are currently at 6 minutes of using Fable, and it has taken up exactly 14% of my usage, which is just crazy, by the way. What is my app about? My app is called Ace, and it is an agentic coding environment. So it basically allows you to connect multiple different AI agents together. I actually came up with this idea because one of the best ways to start a project, from my personal opinion, is when you build a PRD, a product requirements document. Now, the best way to build a product requirements document from my experience is when you get Claude to create the document, or Codex, whichever one you prefer, and then you get another AI agent to actually poke holes in it. Because if you get the same agent in the same chat to poke holes in it, then there's going to be biases that agent has. So if you get a different agent to review the document, you're able to get like a more truthful response and a more source of truth for your product requirements document. And so I've literally gone back and forth before between two more AI agents to get a really good product requirements document. Like I'm talking 2 hours. I've just gone back and forth. And when you actually give that document as a starting point with Claude or Codex, it's actually gonna have a way better output than if you just tried to prompt it. So that's kind of how I came up with this idea. I was like, oh, why don't I just automate it? And then I was like, oh, well, if I can get them to talk to each other, why don't I just like build out a team, and now I can just like, it's really easy. All you got to do is just hook up your subscriptions, and then just connect two agents together. And now they're debating, you know? You can get we got a new update coming out here, but you can get a little output block, and you can just connect these, and boom, now it's going to give you a response. You can also choose to give it context. You can choose it to be handoff, review. You can give it a custom prompt. you can actually go into here and give the entire agent a system prompt. So I would recommend going into like AI, an AI model. Actually, a cool feature here, and let me actually add this to the update list. But a cool feature would be to be able to regenerate or generate a prompt. So let me add that into updates. And if you guys have any cool ideas on like potential future updates, let me know, because I'm looking to just have my head down and focus on building this app. I'll say system prompt generation button, because no one wants to actually write a system prompt, right? I've never handwritten a system prompt. I can say that right now. So the fact that I'm telling you guys that you need to handwrite your system prompts is crazy. So I think we definitely need an implementation of some sort of generation button. And what's really intuitive about this is it actually just uses whatever AI you've hooked up. And that AI can help run the app, essentially. I think it's because it needed context. Okay, fair. So what, you think it would take up less if it had context? What do you think about Fable 5? Is it 10 times better than Opus 4.8? I mean, I haven't fully tested it yet. I've only just given it one prompt. And it's kind of hard, right? The only people that are really going to be able to test this thing are people who have like bottomless pits of wealth and money. So, I mean, if this usage runs out, I'll probably bump up to the $200 plan. But Jesus Christ, we're already at 28%, man. That's crazy. A single prompt. All right, we got the Pomodoro timer here. We need to make sure that this works universally, right? So the next app that I build is also going to open correctly. This needs to work across multiple different projects. I'll just get a quick review here. I'll just say continue. I was in the middle of a bunch of prompts when it came in. So we got 4 different AI instances working right now. Can you use Lean CTX or Headroom with Claude to reduce token burn? Yes, you definitely can, actually. I think Emilio was talking about Headroom recently. You posted it in the school community, I think. Yo, check out the school community if you haven't already. We post some cool stuff in here. I think Emilio was one of the first people to talk about it. But yeah, there's this thing called Headroom, and compresses tool outputs, logs, files, and RAG chunks before they even reach the LLM. So you can get a 60 to 95% fewer tokens for the same answer. Now, I don't know if it's the exact same answer, that could just be marketing, but it's definitely worth trying and testing out. That's Headroom on GitHub. It's got 20,000 stars. I think it was actually one of the most trending. I think it was on GitHub trending. See, yeah, right here. GitHub trending, #1 repository of the day. It's pretty cool. Are you not using Fable 5? I am using Fable 5 for one prompt. Where is it? Here. It's 13 minutes now. Test pass. Let me empirically confirm the role title claim with the actual demo. I'm using multiple different AI agents. Can I create any app or any website without having any coding knowledge, or should I know at least basics? You do not need any coding knowledge whatsoever. I have 0 coding knowledge, yet here I am building my own apps, making money from them. So no, you do not need any coding knowledge. You just got to be able to put in the hours and just know that using these AI models is expensive, but you got to look at it as your tuition fee. You You're spending money on tokens to build these shitty apps because they are going to be shitty when you first like build them. That's just the nature of learning a new skill. You're going to be shitty at it until you're good at it. And you got to look at the money that you're spending on building those apps as your tuition fee, because as you build it, you're going to learn and you're going to understand how certain AI agents work and how to talk to them and how to, there's so many different skills. It's like, how do I explain my idea in a concise manner so that there's no room for ambiguity, so that the agent knows exactly what I want. You also got to understand, how do I prompt the agent in a way to design it how I like it? There's so many different skills involved, right? How do I reduce my debugging time so I can spend more time on the actual features that matter on the app? There's so much, right? So yeah, I would just look at it as your tuition fees. So don't be sad when you burn a lot of tokens, especially when you're first starting out, because that is, your fee to learn. Like early on in my live streams, I was burning I think it was like $100 to $300 a day using Replit. Okay, now if you don't know what Replit is, it is this. I'd call it it's basically like Lovable, but you can use it to build apps, and it's like you're paying for convenience because it handles everything from hosting to onboarding, everything, right? All right, let's see what Fable came up with. I reviewed the guided onboarding tool changes against the scene script and queue manifest, traced the queue engine end to end, and verified key claims empirically, ran the new unit tests, resolved the demo mission through, and grepped for... Damn, it actually grepped. I'm pretty sure that means that it transcripted. The new tests pass. I posted 6 inline comments. First click race freezes the tool. The demo team never contains a review role. Okay. Target doesn't exist. Video load failure permanently locks the app. Permanently locks the app. True. That's a clever find. If the video didn't load, the user can't actually use the app until the tutorial is finished. It is a forced tutorial. I've made it mandatory. So if the video doesn't load, you just can't use the app. That's funny. I didn't even think about that. Existing users are forced through an unskippable tour that creates and auto starts a real project. Is that an issue? Is a new flag. So all existing users get the mandatory 110-second tour on upgrade. The only way back to a usable app is completing it, which creates auto script writer with a daily schedule and immediately auto starts the team. Real token spend. If create project fails mid-tour, disconnected, pause until queue hangs forever with no escaped. Okay, so I guess not running the agent is important, so we don't use up your tokens. That's fair. Welcome overlay auto show is now unreachable plus an unconsumed event. The new visible condition needs welcome things that... Okay, cool. Let me copy this. That was really good, actually. I wonder if I can just ask. All right, now can you make these changes? And push a PR. Push. I'm already using lean, context, and headroom, but not with Claude. Proxy mode may not be possible. Let us know how it goes, bro. Yo, be sure to like the stream if you haven't already. We got 20 people in here. We only got 8 likes. Come on, man. I woke up extra early for y'all. I woke up extra early, man. So, yeah, I think that was a very good point, actually. Regarding we should not be spending the user's tokens. Map team size type check fails on new test callbacks. Okay. Option does not disable sending. All right, what's our Claude usage at? We're gonna have to switch to Codex soon. Or maybe I just upgrade. Did you wake up at 6, 7 a.m.? Hey, got me there. Got me there. All right, if we can hit 20 likes on this live stream, I'll upgrade my Claude usage and I'll keep using Fable. But hey, that's gonna cost me some bread, so y'all gotta like up the stream, man. Damn, that's early. Thanks, bro. Oh, good, man. I was just really excited about Fable, to be honest. Let's see if it's going ahead and doing what I asked it to. It's 2 minutes of just thinking, man. Like, why are you just thinking, dude? I'll implement the fixes for all 6 findings and open a PR first. Let me read design.md, required before UI changes, and the relevant code sections. Okay. Am I even gonna have enough usage to build this one feature? Let's get rid of some of these chats over here. I want to refine the icon, so do what you need to do. We've done this. Collaboration task contract. We're working on this. Okay, we fixed it. I think we can merge this map team size to speed profiles. Are you promoting on X and all? You can grow faster. You need to start posting everywhere. Yep, I post everywhere. I post at least one short form piece of content every single day across Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. I used to do X, but it doesn't perform too well on X. I now also have just hired someone, and we are working closely together to turn all the videos that I've ever made into articles on X. So you can kind of see here, this recently did 4,000 views, which is actually really good. 6 Claude money machines I'd actually look at. I don't love the title, but it is literally just the transcript of my YouTube video, and I just threw it into ChatGPT. The transcript of this YouTube video, I just threw it into ChatGPT. I used my aboutme.md file that I made inside of here. This file helps clone my voice so AI knows exactly how to sound like me and how I write. I chuck that into ChatGPT and boom, you now have an article. We can then use quote retweet method, which is a very strong method to push the article right now. And if you guys don't know what that is, it's literally just the method of quote retweeting on top of an article. I might not be able to find one because everyone's talking about Claude Mythos, but damn, that is cool. Look at that. Fable 5 looks elite. Really impressive. But yeah, kind of like this. You can see the guy has his article below and then he has a post above. Usually this would be like a quote retweet. For some reason on the algorithm, it boosts your post by a little bit. So yeah, if you're interested in growing on X, start making articles and then start quote retweeting them, because that is the most efficient way to grow right now. Let me show you an example if I can find it. This guy, OX Codes, he was on 300 followers when I saw him a few weeks ago, and now he's already at 6,000 followers. Like, this is definitely the best method right now. You can see all he does is he has the article and then he quote retweets it with a video of Anthropic, and that's literally it. Like, and then he says like some shit. So like this is obviously the best way to grow right now. It's clearly working. This guy was able to grow very fast. So yeah, there's some game for you guys if you're interested. I've just started doing it, and already I can see that it's working. 4,000 views. If you look at my current content, 39 views, 31 views, 59 views, 44 views. So I can already see that this method is working. Yeah, that's game. You're hiring people without losing revenue. I don't show the expenses. I just show how much money I've made. So the target is to make 100K, and then I can use that money to reinvest how I like. X is where all the vibe codes, etc. are. Also stream on X and TikTok, and all ASW same time. I already stream on X. TikTok, you need a different video. So yeah. Also my long form videos, I do 2 a week right now as well. So yeah, I'm pumping content, man. I'm pushing. Trust me. I'm posting everywhere and I'm working overtime. All right. The concept of revenue is like, it's not profit. The challenge isn't make 100K profit, because if we were making 100K profit, I'd probably be here for a lot longer, to be honest. Think of the cost to make these AI tools. It's how can I get to 100K in revenue, right? Once you get to the revenue, the profit, you can start optimizing and you can start figuring out how to optimize for profits. But the challenge is all about how to get 100K revenue. It's already a hard challenge. Trying to make it harder for me, Emilio? Okay, cool. Fable has just completed... Wait, what? No, that's the wrong one. This one. So Fable is now at 8 minutes. I'm just cautious of our token usage. Oh no, we'll make it. We'll make that. We got lint passes, so it's already up to finishing. It's already made most of the changes. Dude, this is cool. I was expecting to spend a lot of time perfecting the welcome onboarding screen. So now that Fable's just come in and done it, I'm confident that, well, I'm not 100% confident, but I'm kind of hoping that it just one-shots this onboarding. If it does that, I will be truly, like, my jaw will be open and I will be completely amazed, because that, I was expecting to spend the whole live stream. There's a reason why I've kept this till the last, like, point in the checklist, because I was like not looking forward to doing it. It was going to be a long process. If Fable one-shots it, then man, I might need to upgrade to the new model. But yeah, leave a like if you want me to keep using Fable. I'll upgrade my plan to the 20x max plan if I can get to 25 likes. So if you haven't liked the stream, like it up, and I'll keep using Fable and testing it out for you guys. Feel free to send me prompts in the chat if you want to see Fable do something. All right, so the next thing now is, and I go on plan mode, I'll go on GPT now, because I don't want to use all of my Claude credits. But so I need to create a developer environment, and I need to create a production environment inside of GitHub. And the whole concept is to set, well, what I'm being recommended is to set a new branch in GitHub for a dev app before the main app. Is this the best recommendation? But the concept is to keep the same workflow that I have right now, where every time I make an update to GitHub, the app is able to auto update, but I only want that to happen inside of my own developer app, and I'm able to press a button or do something which then merges it into the actual app. and then everyone else gets the update. Please look into the best method to do this and flesh it all out for me. The other thing worth noting is I don't want to, update the app and then the user is getting like a bunch of little updates. I want to give it like a big update, a big patch update, right? And so every day if I'm working on this, I might fix a small feature one day, fix another small feature the next day. I want to make sure that like all those features are kind of compiled and then we're launching it in one go. That way the user doesn't have to constantly restart their app and get couldn't finish my sentence there, and get distracted. It's not really the word I'm looking for, but I'll go hi, done, let that go for a little bit. All right, so it's gone ahead and completed the onboarding, allegedly. All 6 review findings are fixed, verified, and pushed. Since this branch already has an open PR, the fixes landed there as commit with a summary comment posted. What changed? First, click race deadlock, wrong card for Claude for review, new shed, missing scene 9, target, okay, no escape hatch. The video has an on error handler. Existing installs, okay. I think it's important that already the context is full. Let me just review. What are we at? I keep checking, man. Wait. The hell? Did they just reset our usage limit? Wait, what just happened? My usage limit just reset. Let me guess, they're about to make an announcement. What's the bet they've just made an announcement? Not. Let me check Claude devs. I was literally at like 80%. I would have been on like 70%. We're hosting Claude Fable 5 build day in San Francisco. Spots are limited. Claude Fable 5 is our generally available. Yeah. Did they just reset our usage limit? Anyone else? Was Vibecoding and get the usage limit reset? This is interesting. I have no idea what happened. Mine reset as well? Dude, what the hell was that about? I'm gonna monitor X for you guys and let's see if they make an announcement. But yeah, they literally just reset. It'll probably come from this. Yeah, it just got reset as well. Yeah, mine just went from 88 back to 0. Yo! Good feeling when that happens, hey boys. Yo, so we all just got reset. It's probably because Fable release. 110% it's because of the Fable release. They want people to keep testing it and having fun with it. Okay. Maybe I'll /compact. %, it's because of Fable release. I'm expecting a announcement any second. Boom. What did I say? We've reset 5-hour and weekly rate limits for all users. We're literally, I'm literally gonna say first. I'm never first. I want to be one of the first people to comment on this, man. Let me do a little screenshot. That's so funny. We clocked it before they even made the announcement. Was wondering how this happened. I'll say was at 80% when you reset me. And I'll do the pray sign. Boom, let's go. That's so funny. All right, let's lock in, gang. I will say for this, I like your take on how we're using up the tokens for a forced tutorial. So once we reach the end of the tutorial, I reckon we shouldn't run the system, because then we're just using the user's tokens. So I reckon we just have the system there, like all ready, but we don't actually run the team or the prompt. FYI, when you switch effort mid with chat, your next response will be slower and use more tokens. So I'm curious if Mythos at just high is any good. Doobie is now a medium LMAO. For real. I like your take on how we're using I'll actually run the team or the prompt. Let's leave it on high. Let me I actually want to make one more quote retweet. I just realized my comment should have been a quote. Was 80% when they reset. I gotta be more on the ball about posting more, because X is where you want to be these days. I'm not gonna lie. All the smart people are on X, man. All right. Me there with my one quote retweet, like, yeah, I'm about to make that shit. I'm about to make it big. Dev prod update flow. Okay, so regarding my prompt around Ace Dev in production environments, I want to use Fable more. Is Fable slow? Anyone clocking Fable being a little slow? I feel like it's a bit slow. We've got another review here regarding no send options does not disable sending. Wasn't that the prompt I just sent? Okay, cool. I think we're good then. Let's go ahead and merge this. Let's go ahead and merge type check fails on new test callbacks. I think we can merge this. Merge failed, X pull request resolve. Fable is fast AF, and the limits are actually not that bad on medium effort, and medium effort is better than max effort of Opus low. You reckon? I reckon, yeah, there is a lot of talk around how if you use max effort, then you're actually getting Claude to overthink, and it starts second guessing itself. So apparently max effort is actually not that good unless you have like a really big code base and you're trying to do something big. But I reckon extra high is good. Medium, maybe. I think extra high is the best. From my experience, extra high is really good on Claude, and high is really good on Codex. Brother, Claude has been caught. Confirmed the model was editing its own scores. Yup, check cursor bench results. Cursor bench results. Fable Max. I mean, Fable Max is apparently better here. Tokens per task. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but it used a lot more than that for me. And I was only on high. Interesting composers here. I don't think Composer's that good. Have you guys used Composer? I use Max and it just tada'd. Are you trying to do the tada? Like tada? So extra high. Yeah, see, extra high is... Okay, interesting. High is here. Extra high, I feel like, is better than Opus. So low, medium, high. Okay, so high... Okay, so I think we can use high. It's a pretty lean curve between a high and medium. So maybe we actually use medium. Because the jump from high to medium is quite limited. And then high to max is huge. Low, not that good. All right, so yeah, okay, I see where you're coming from. Medium might be the play. I'm gonna change it to medium now. It becomes very expensive very easily on extra high. Yeah, I get that. I totally see that. Is everyone coding alongside me? I hope you guys were vibe coding with me because the usage limit just reset, so I'm already at 8%. God damn it. Yeah, medium was actually good for me but only issues sometimes it has some security guardrails and refuses. Okay, weird. It did say that it only would do that 5% of the time. So interesting to see. Damn, Gemini 3.5 Flash is actually in the ballpark of, I mean, for how cheap it is, that's kind of cool. Note to self, never use Sonnet for a coding task. This is actually a good bench. This is the first time I'm reviewing the cursor bench, and I actually really like it. It's really easy to understand. Yo, Unk, what you coding? Bro, as if I'm an Unk, bro. I'm only 24 years old, man. I'm building Ace. This is my agentic coding environment. It allows you to build more complex workflows. I kind of got this idea when I was going between Codex and Claude a lot to finalize an answer. And I was like, why don't I just connect the two? And now they can debate. If you want to try this tool out for yourself, there's a link in the bottom of the description. You'll be one of the first people to know about it on the wait list. It's going to launch within the next few days. Really cool tool. Can't wait to share it with you guys. Let's see what Fable said. Done. There were actually 2 token burning paths and I closed both. The immediate auto start, the tool's scripted create action previously queued, which sent the full mission prompt to the team, and the moment the workspace existed, the tool path now calls, okay, cool, so no prompt is ever sent. The daily cron, the demo board shipped with an ARM daily schedule and would have fired the whole team every morning thereafter. The schedule config now carries an enabled flag. Dude, Fable is elite, man. Holy shit. It literally, okay, I can guarantee you right now, Codex and Opus never would have done this. It found out. So basically the prompt, let me explain. Let me explain to you guys what just happened. So basically, I'm building an onboarding flow for new users right now, okay? And the whole point of the flow is to be interactive. And so you can kind of see when you first join as a new user, I'm actually walking you through the, it'll actually just be better if I show you. You can kind of see here, right? Hey, welcome to ACE. To get started, go ahead and click New Project. So you can see it's this interactive onboarding flow where I'm walking the user through how to use ACE, right? And one thing that I kind of realized when using it is it's a forced tutorial. You have to sit through it, and at the end of it, you're going to have a finished result, okay? I literally walk through everything. I walk through, okay, let me take it from here. First, you need to name your project. Now you can just type your project out. Like I literally walk through the entire onboarding process, right? And then at the end, I say this. And there it is. I now have an AI team. Yeah, that's exactly what I say. And there it is. I now have an AI team. Wait, why is the autonomous? Can you hear that? Can you guys hear that? And there it is. I now have an AI team that autonomously writes scripts for me every single day. I'll leave you two to get to know each other. So you can see it's this interactive flow, right? And what I was trying to avoid was that the users' tokens were being spent during this tour. And Fable actually called it out and was like, yo, your tour is actually making users spend their tokens. Are you sure you want that? And I was like, actually, you're right. I don't want users to spend their tokens. So can we make sure that the end result doesn't start? You don't hit send on the prompt. And so it's gone ahead and done that. And then it told us there's a daily cron connected. Okay. So what a daily cron is it's this little configuration right here. Wait, that's not it. There's this one right here. And when connected to a working environment, it'll automatically go off. So it has now gone into the daily cron and it has created a new button to then say enabled on or off. And because of this new button, it can now be turned off. So it's actually done this multi-layered step to make sure that users are never they're never using their tokens, which is actually like Codex and Opus 100% would not have flagged that. I can almost 100% with confidence say that. How did you get the separate line in the doc? You have more than one? Which one? In the doc? What are you talking about? All right. So let me just review what else it said. A user who builds a guided project manually outside the tour gets the old behavior. Team auto starts, cron arm. The toast also differs now. The tour path says the team is set up and ready when you are instead of starting the team. Verification lint. One thing to double check on your side, if the presenter's video's closing narration says the team is now running, or that the first script will arrive tomorrow morning, that line is no longer. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. It's just worth noting. So now that we have this board that doesn't run, we need to implement that if there is no text inside of the workspace prompt and a user hits the send button, that should just automate to just starting the workflow or getting the flow running. That way a user has a simple button to press to get everything started or to initiate the flow. This should only happen when there is no text inside of the mission prompt. Go read the safety triggers on Fable. You are triggering them. How do I do that? Where does it say that? Okay, I'm trying Fable right now. I hope it's good. Where do I read the safety triggers for Fable? Does your workflow have API credit tokens like local AI or no? Yeah, you can hook up local AIs to this thing. If we go into connected tools, you can see you can hook up Claude, you could hook up Codex, you can hook up Gemini, GitHub CLI, and I'm also planning to include Ollama. In fact, it was already included. It's just like you can see it in one of the model selectors. It's just not added as a option yet. Copy paste my message to AI, then have an AI tell you I read them. Look it up like you just did, bro. Don't forget. Bro, just tell me where they are, man. Yeah, on the safety triggers I used, it uses Opus. Where did it say the safety triggers are being used? Was it like a notification that popped up? You need to start new chat. Kind of annoying, but it's good. Prob conductor isn't showing it. Yeah, conductor's not showing it, man. What's the... yeah, there's literally no text here saying that it's being triggered. Map team size to speed profiles. So I'm just going to copy this. Let's go with Fable. Actually, let's start a new chat. I'll use Fable again on Medium. I'm gonna actually get it to just review this. Just confirming that you are working. Okay, cool. I am a very beginner. I want to start Vibecoding. Can you please suggest me a plan on how to go about? It will be really helpful. If you really want to start and you have no idea what to do, I would look into using something that kind of just handles everything. So look into Lovable or Base 44 or even Replit. These are tools that handle everything end to end. That's from building the site, from hosting the database, from launching the website and buying the domain. Everything can happen inside of this one app. Just know that you are paying for convenience. This is what I would recommend if you are looking to get started and are super beginner, because this will help you understand how to prompt AI, how to build, how it works. And then once you're done with Lovable, I would recommend going into getting a Claude subscription and just prompting Claude through the chat. And then from there, you could look into multiple different coding environments, but you're not up to that yet. Claude Fable 5 safety triggers explained. Anthropic's Claude Fable 5 is the first. No, I'm fully aware, right? I understand Claude Fable 5 has safety triggers. That's the whole point of releasing Mythos while keeping it safe. We covered this at the start of the live stream. You said that this Claude Fable was getting safety triggered. And I was like, no, it's not. There's nothing saying that it is. Okay, let's see if this works. So now that we have this board that doesn't done, pushed as an empty send now acts as a start button for the board. Oh my God. That was actually pretty quick. How it works. New helper returns the mission the board was configured to run. It helps It prefers a cron triggers prompt. The demo board cron carries a full mission success criteria. Submit path. Button labeling. When the input is empty and the board has a default mission, the send buttons tooltip and ARIA label read. Now it's kind of like you need to use your 5-hour limits consistently, because you're only getting really 30 minutes of usage with Fable. Bruh, the only way you made that initial 40K is you got lucky in crypto. Yeah, bro, that's so, you're so right. You're so right. There was no strategy in it whatsoever, because I totally didn't know that they were going to do the airdrop, and I totally didn't build an app that generated $650,000 in trading volume. You right, bro. You right. Guardrails kept. Type prompts behave exactly as before. The cron prompt overwrite path. Typing in the bar while a cron is selected. Update the cron. Now explicitly requires type text. So an empty send. So this onboarding flow now lands the user on a fully built idle team, and a single press of send or enter kicks off the first run on their terms. All right, let's go ahead, and I don't want an inferior model to review this code, so I'm just gonna merge it. Screw it. Boom. That was a big update. I think we can potentially review. Let's see if it pops up naturally with the next update. Waiting on the, probably get rid of these. One thing I do need to test is that this is all being saved locally. Let's quickly just have a quick look at X. Any more updates on Fable? It should pop up. The first thing you should do is upgrade your main projects with it, so it drastically improves everything you've been working on. Run this audit and project improvement prompt on each repo that's important to you. Repo audit and improvement plan prompt made by Claude. You are a world-class principal level software engineer and technical auditor. Your job is to deeply analyze this repository, produce an honest audit, and deliver a prioritized actionable improvement plan. Work in the 4 phase below. Okay. This is probably worth trying, although it's going to one-shot my entire usage limit, so I'll probably leave it. Cool. What's merging for? Very new to all this. Sorry. Merging is, you don't need to understand what merging is, because if you're that new, I would recommend using something like Lovable to get started in Vibecoding. But merging is essentially when you have your project on GitHub. GitHub is basically like this. Think of it like social media, but for developers, and it's a place that you can kind of keep your code. And so you can, it's really handy when it comes to keeping your code online, because what you can do is you can like do a lot of things with it. People can, fork your code. People can, add comments on issues with your code. You can also have a live app that checks that code for updates. There's a lot of handy things you can do. Yeah, that's a hit your limit in 5 minutes prompt. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna have to keep that for like, just before I go to bed, I run that prompt or something. Keen to test it though. Let's go. So the onboarding flow is working. I'm just waiting on that update to pop in, and then we can test it. I'll chuck the volume up a little bit so you guys can can hear it. Like up the stream if you haven't already. We out here testing Fable, man. What's my usage at? What's my Claude usage at? We are currently at 36%. Okay, all right, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Codex, we still got like 80, 90% left, so we'll switch over to Codex when we're ready. I'm really excited for 5.6. I don't know about you guys, I am super excited. Bro, develop an app that encodes images using cryptography to protect them from AI tools, preventing them from being deepfaked. The image should still appear completely normal to the human eye. Why don't you do that, bro? Thank you so much for the path, but I was looking for trying to learn first. I love your live stream, so what are the prerequisites for these, since a lot of times they're just a lot of info too early? So the thing is, like, you know, and I say this all the time, is you need to pay for your own tuition, right? This is a space where there's only so much theory that you can learn. You know, there's only so much you can learn from watching a YouTube video. At the end of the day, you're gonna learn from actually trying to build the app. So what I'm trying to recommend to you, Jen, is to actually go on these platforms like Lovable and build that first app, because you're gonna spend you might spend either an afternoon or a few days building out this app, and you're going to understand what back end is, you're going to understand what a front end is, you're going to understand what a database is, how to develop and launch a website. You're going to understand all these things just by you know, prompting it yourself. And that is kind of what I'm recommending you, because that's how I learned, right, Jen? Is I literally just learned. I didn't watch any tutorials. I just tried to build an app. I tried to build a website. And I was able to learn through this process. And here I am. I feel like I'm pretty good. I feel like I'm in a good spot right now. Obviously, there's a lot of room for improvement, but yeah. Is the live still going? Yeah, okay, the live's still going. Just making sure because the browser refreshed. Is the new update in yet? Let me just... But yeah, I can totally see how these live streams are super info heavy. Because, yeah, I'm obviously doing a lot of random stuff for someone who's never done vibe coding before. You're looking at this. If I was looking at this 3 months ago, this screen right in front of me, I would be like, what the hell am I looking at? There's weird numbers, there's weird things over here, there's weird shit going on over here. What I would recommend is I ignore everything on this side. All I know about is these 3 buttons up here, which is actually all I know about is this button and the merge button. I literally ignore all of this. So you can literally remove all of that. All of this you don't even need to know about. That's on my screen right now. All you need to know about is when the response comes back like this, just reading it. Like that's it. That's really it. And on the left-hand side, these are my different AI agents, right? So you can kind of click through them and you can see they're working on different features inside of the same app at the same time. And this is convenient when you're a little bit more experienced, because you can now run and build multiple skills out, and you can see like these prompts take time. This took 4 minutes. So in that 4 minute time period, I can work on something else, right? The same rule applies. Learn by doing, in my opinion, best method, 110%. Same 3 months in, and I can't say everything I know. Understood, thanks. All good, bro. You answered it fire. Cheers, bro. How do I set this up? I mean, this looks like too much. I reckon, I wouldn't even recommend you set this up, Jen. I recommend you, I mean, it depends what your budget is, but I would recommend that you use Lovable, like I said. Lovable is super easy. You literally just log in, create an account, look how easy this is. I know you can understand this, Jen. Like, this is literally just a text box, and then you can kind of just ignore all of this. All you got to do is write what you want to build. You can plan first if you want to see what it plans and build. Like, this is more your level, right? You're looking at this and you're understanding what's going on. So I would recommend doing this. Not gonna lie, I gotta ask AI and read. That's another one as well. Asking AI, like when I was first getting into GitHub, I was asking ChatGPT about every possible little thing that was going on. Like, what is a repository? What is a push? What is a pull? I honestly still don't know what they are. I just know that it's that it's good. How do you know when your context window is getting full? Conductor has this little icon right here. Damn, is this off of a single prompt? Context window almost full off a single prompt, man. All right, so I would like to go through the onboarding process. Replay onboarding. Hey, welcome to ACE. To get started, go ahead. Yo, what happened? It just paused on me. Let me try again. Hey, welcome to ACE. To get started, go ahead. What? It just cut me out. Okay, let's try and fix this. Let's go into onboarding video flow. Okay. I just tested out the onboarding video flow and it just cuts out midway through my sentence. It says to get started, go ahead and then it just completely pauses. Doesn't let me finish the sentence, and so yeah, it feels incomplete. Also, I don't like how it's highlighting the new project. Like, can we make it a bit more aesthetic? Maybe give it a back glow, and can we curve the edges of the highlight so it doesn't... Actually, we can get a cheaper model to do that. Let's just get the onboarding flow right first. You seen the new Teach skill by Matt Pocock? Looks pretty useful for this type of thing. Oh yeah, I could see that. I could see that being a huge help. What time are your live streams? Loki might start joining from time to time to learn some. I usually live stream every day, Monday to Wednesday, confirmed. Thursday, Friday sometimes. 7:30, not 7:30, 8 a.m., 8 to 8:30 a.m. most days. Sydney time is when I start. What's happening so strange? Regarding the challenge, what has happened? I heard something about crypto. If you had DJX Spark, how would you use it, and would it improve your workflow to have more compute? What do you mean? DGX Spark? What's that? I'm thinking of DJI. Oh, one of these bad boys. Honestly, I mean, I'd probably get way more into local LLM models, right? I'd try and see what I could run locally. Then I'd probably compare it to my new Mac, because I want to buy a new Mac, and so I'd probably compare the two. Yeah, so regarding the challenge, what's happened so far, you can look in the description, but I basically launched I've been stagnant for a long time. For about the last 30 days or so, we haven't made any money. And that's because I made this app called Ore Miner. And it basically did $650,000 in trading volume, and it was eligible for a developer airdrop because I launched it on a specific platform. All in all, it generated around $37,000. Now, that was kind of a flash in the pan kind of project. You know, I launched it, the project that I launched it for was doing really well at the time. It generated a lot of buzz. I even had the co-founder of Solana retweet one of my posts. You know, you can kind of verify it yourself. It's all on this account right here. And yeah, from there on, it's been downhill. I'm not gonna lie. Nah. We've just been kind of fine tuning this app, really. I've been working on this app for a long time. I haven't been able to sell anything because I've just been working on this app. Okay, so something's gone wrong here. Uncommitted. Me to A, merge in again and resolve the new conflicts, and B, commit this feature onto, or would you rather? Yes. I just say yes. Interesting. Look at this. Look at this line right here. Claude Code has to retry the file edit because of a bug in its permissions logic. Just a moment. That's interesting. Yeah, the Spark is overrated. I've heard that as well. Local models are respectfully kind of garbage. What about the Quen? What about the Quen models? I feel like they're alright, no? Sparks are not worth it. I'm using the Spark in terms of creating synthetic data, but was curious about what you think. Right now, I only have a cluster of 2 Sparks, but I think compute will be a big thing in the future. Yeah, I've tried pretty much all of them. They are good for simple repetitive tasks, but bad at doing more intensive coding tasks in my opinion. I have significantly better experiences with Soda models and it comes to coding. I can see that. 100%. Well, I think the gap is getting smaller though, you know? I think we can all agree that that gap between local models and Soda models is shrinking. With the release of Gemma 4, and how small of a model it is that it is able to run and answer questions is pretty impressive. I'm wondering like how long before we get an Opus 4.8 as a local LLM that's I'm able to run on my laptop. You know, is that possible? Will that be possible? How long will that take? And by the time that happens, damn, it just changed 2,100 lines of code. Okay, what was wrong? Scene 1's narration is, hey, welcome to Ace. To get started, go ahead and click new project. And the audio runs to 6.3 seconds, but the queue list pause the video at 3. Exactly where you experience it, right after the go ahead, and the 3-second mark in the scene script was meant as the click is now available, but the event gate applied to advancing into scene 2, not as freeze the frame here. Okay. I also checked the only other time pause. Okay, let's merge it. Cool. Let's see if this works. What's my Claude usage at? I think we're going to be close to finish now. 63%. Okay. It's coming within a month. The LLMs build the LLMs. Bro, you reckon a month? The Traveler's saying maybe in 6 months we have Fable class available locally. Okay, some people saying 6, some people saying 1. I think eventually the open source models will get to the Soda level in the future. And honestly, I think most AI power users will probably do everything locally at some point. I agree more. API pricing is too expensive. I completely agree, yeah. I think, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how people's workflows and mindsets shift. How much on an average would you say a proper app, let's say a basic ed tech sort of app, would cost to Vibecode? Dude, honestly, it varies, man. That's such a variable heavy question, you know? A simple app, first you got to understand what a simple app is. For you and for me, a simple app might be different. Also, you need to understand scope creep. You also need to understand, you know, someone's taste might involve micromanaging the AI to a degree that takes a lot more tokens. So I reckon, I don't know, you could probably build an app for as cheap as like $10-$20 if you use the Chinese AI models. Maybe not an app, more like a landing page. But on average for me, an app to build, probably looking at like minimum $500 when I'm building an app, but they're a bit more complex. The government does not tell everyone everything. There are public and private companies. Not everything is known. I mean, that's true. Well, if your only argument just saying that LLM are hardly making new algorithm, look at the time between the models. You can build app zero depending on how smart you are. I mean, yeah, you can build an app for really cheap if you know what you're doing and you use the right model. What happened? Everyone vibe codes differently too, right? Like some people vibe code and like me, who are very messy. You don't really care too much about like trying to save tokens. You just want to get the job done. And there's other people who are very technical and they look at the usage limit and they're looking at the tokens in, tokens out. You know, I made a whole video about how to not use too many tokens. There were a lot of interesting takes on like how people perceived that video. So yeah, it's almost like an art form in itself, vibe coding. Okay, let's see if the new onboarding, let's see if the new update fixes this onboarding. Let's also read what it was saying earlier. Maybe all is a bit exaggerated, but I've tried all the main ones like Kimi, GLM, DeepSeek, Quen, Minimax, etc. on my open code subscription. Yo, Steven Learns, out of all of the models that you've tried, give me your top 3 rank. I'm curious. We got vibe coding as an art form before GTA 6. Dude, the moment that came out of my mouth, I instantly regretted it. I'm not gonna lie. The moment that came out of my mouth, I was like, oh shit. Yo, anyone want to tell me that about this piece of hair that's sticking up? Thanks, guys. Thanks for looking out for me, man. Now, if anyone clips these, which no one does, by the way, I'm gonna look retarded. All right. What happened? Committed the follow-up router features, blah, 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 blah. Waiting on update, restart. Both soda and open source? Give me your soda. Give me your soda models first. I haven't really worked on open source that much, so I can't really provide input. You aren't guaranteed to get what you want first try with AI. I work as developer and I rarely get everything how I like it first try, even with a detailed prompt. We are not gay, brah, to be looking at your hair and creaming. I mean, that's fair. My bad. Bridgemind, he literally put in a prompt for GTA 6 to crazy. Did he actually? Did it work? All right, let's test out this onboarding real quick. Hey, welcome to Ace. To get started, go ahead and click New Project. Oh my god. I'm pointing at the wrong thing, dude. All right. Oh, I hate when my face is flipped. Everyone know that feeling when your face is flipped? You look like a completely different person. So currently the camera is flipped the wrong way because I'm pointing at go ahead and start new project, but I'm pointing the wrong direction. So can we actually flip it? And also the end screen reverts back to the first frame. I think we can leave it as one of the frames when I'm pointing. So it kind of pauses as at me pointing. Invert the video. Yeah, that's what we're doing. I'm very sorry for the basic. Also, good morning, Slyfawn. I'm going to get to you in a second. I'm very sorry for the basic question, but one more. So basically, we keep chatting to the AI till our problem or like a bug gets fixed. Yes, that's exactly what you're doing. Think of it like you're ironing a shirt. I always use this analogy, but think of it like you're ironing a shirt. And when you iron the shirt the first time, there's still going to be a few wrinkles. So you got to iron it again, and then again, and then again. And each time there's less and less wrinkles until you have no more wrinkles. That's the same with vibe coding, is you're prompting, and then you're debugging, and then you're debugging, and then you're debugging, and then you find as you debug, another problem arises that the previous problem was kind of prioritizing, and then eventually you don't have any more problems. That's the whole way to vibe code. At least that's how I do it, because I'm not a coding whiz, and so I have a lot of bugs that I always need to debug. How do I prompt for these onboarding videos to get good results? So what you would do is you would go into Codex. The reason you do Codex is because it has access to Whisper, which is used for transcription. You would record your video, you would paste it into Codex, and then you would send it this prompt. I'm creating an interactive onboarding process for my app, and in this video I have filmed everything from scene 1 all the way up to scene 9. Here's a bunch of things that I need. And I basically told it, look, I need a text document split up into each scene, writing the script, how you have found, creating precise timestamps, you know, final video presenter, top right overlay, transcript of rough timestamp notes, like kind of just giving a prompt of everything the AI might need, including when I'm talking, what to happen on the screen. Good morrow, my friends. Are you planning on speccing evil or good on Fable 5? How many houses do you plan to own? What's the story like? So we've been testing Fable, Slyphorn, and it's done a pretty good job at integrating this interactive onboarding process. But yeah, it takes up a lot of tokens. What are we on now? We got reset mid. Hey, 6-7 on live stream number 6-7. It's a good luck, mate. It's good luck. To be fair, we've actually been prompting for an hour now, but our usage got reset. So, hey, Slyphorn, if you woke up a little earlier, you would have been vibe coding with us, and your usage would have gotten reset in the middle. I was literally at 80% when my usage got reset. It was like the best reset I've ever experienced. Almost as good as a nut, some would say. Changes are uncommitted. It's saying conflicting with main. Main moved again since the last merge. Can we push, pull, so we no longer are conflicting? I'm using Fable on medium right now. Oh wait, we vibe coding, not gaming? LMFAO. I already make Doobie say 6-7. Killing me, Doobie, LFG. Gay just told y'all the secret word, magic word. Alright, so Steven Learn's official ranking. Best to worst, GPT 5.5. I'm glad that you and I agree on that. GPT 5.5 is goated, although recently it has kind of tanked a little bit. Opus 4.5, really? Opus 4.8, Sonnet 4.6, GPT 5.3 Codex, deprecated. Gemini 2.5 Pro, deprecated. Okay. I mean, we're in agreement that GPT 5.5 is the best, but yeah, it's been nerfed recently, I've noticed. I think probably because they're training the new model. So I'm expecting GPT 5.5 to come out early next week. That's my prediction. What do you guys reckon? GAI just told you all the secret word. All right, what's GAI saying? What happens when YouTube flips it again? Yo, true. Vibecoding, context engineering, harness engineering, 2026. Yo, for real. For real, dog. For real. GAI knows what's up. Yo, like up the stream if you're new here. We're testing Fable 5, the new Mythos level model from Claude Anthropic. As you can see here, it is currently benched at low, hitting the high ends of GPT 5.5 and Opus 4.8. You can see there's quite a big jump from low to medium. So we've been working on medium right now, trying to get squeeze the most usage we can out of Mythos. Quite a big jump there. We're going from 64% up to 69.8%, 72.9%. So we're going from 64 to 72.9 at the max. Now, it might actually be smart if you're real deep in this to actually upgrade your plan just for this month, because you're only going to get Fable until the 22nd of June, guys. Like that is not very long. You've got 11 days to exit the permanent underclass before we are forever lost in the void. Okay, camera flip, merge whenever you're happy. I'll just say merge. What happened? I'll say merge here as well. Delete the branch. Okay, so let's say I click this. Okay, let me take it from here. This is the ACE onboarding flow. Here you can share your project and ACE will create the team to help build it. Let me show you. First, you need to name your project. For this example, I want to build an auto script writer. Now you can just type your project out. What I prefer to do is just click this mic button and yap. Keeping up with everything happening in the world of AI can be hard, so I want to automate the entire process. From research to script generation, every morning I want to wake up to one short form script around AI and vibe coding. Okay, there's a few things that I don't like about this onboarding. After the first highlight, where it prompts the user to click the new project button, I think we don't need to show any more highlights. We can just show the normal app, because I'm going to be talking while I'm clicking things, and the user is going to be able to see visually what I'm clicking on. I think if it's possible, could we show like a fake mouse moving around? Also, I noticed in step 1 of the onboarding process, I go to click the mic button, and it needs to wait until I finish talking and click the mic button again before the text shows up. Right now, the text is showing up like right after I click the mic button and I'm in the middle of talking. How does that make any sense? That shouldn't work. It needs to wait till I finish my sentence, and then it finally shows the transcript once I've finished with my talking. The onboarding needs to feel as if I am there with the user and I'm using the application in front of them. I'm not getting that feeling right now. / compact. But yeah, Fable did a pretty good job. Continue. I'm probably going to have to set timers so I can just log in every 5 hours and just keep using Fable. Yo, Majul. I'm good, bro. How are you? Man, usually I'll be starting the stream by around this time. We're already at 2 hours. Let's go. Let me wait a second for this new prompt to finish and we can merge. If you're interested in trying out Ace for yourself, there's a link in the description at the bottom of the description where you can join the waitlist. I'm not going to spam your email. Don't worry. I'll literally just prompt you like you're an AI agent. I'll literally just send you an email when the app is live. It's going to be live hopefully this week. We are literally ready to launch. Like it works. So opening Pomodoro timer. Boom. And there is our Pomodoro timer that we just built with Ace. Pretty cool, pretty handy. Let's start it. Let's test it out. I just have this going on in the corner over there. We can check up on it every couple. I've got so many different apps open right now. Let me get rid of some of this. Also, shout out to Ace. The logo looks so clean. It really stands out across everything. I love it. Opening up Conductor. Chat has been compacted. Let me send this prompt. So once we go live, the first thing that I'm probably going to do is send out an email. So this is kind of the first, I guess we've got to start thinking about user acquisition now, right? But the first thing is going to be sending, let me make sure that. Wait, I don't own this document? Oh. The first thing is going to be sending out an email to everyone that signed up to the waitlist. The second thing is then going to be launching it across all of my social platforms. And then the third thing is going to be to turn on the Stripe. So I've got the Stripe login details here. I'm on sandbox mode at the moment. And we're going to switch over to the paid mode once we're live. Hopefully that brings in our first couple of users. I'll probably run a sale as well since it is the first month. There's probably going to be a few bugs. I'm going to be looking for a lot of feedback. So I'll probably run a sale. If you're interested, make sure to sign up within that first month because I'll be running a sale. Where did you first set up the waitlist and how did you market it? I marketed it just through my YouTube channel. The very first video that it was mentioned in was down here. Where is it? This one. I built an AI agent army with OpenClaw to make $1 million a year. And this basically introduces the idea of my autonomous app factory that I've been working on. And I told users that if they want access to the autonomous app factory, they can sign up to the waitlist. Now the autonomous app factory has evolved into Ace now. And so this is probably where I got my first 1,000+ users. And then the rest has just been through the live streams. So yeah, got to promote it on Reddit. 100% we're going to chuck it on Reddit. You already know that's the first place to go. Hey, that rhymed. Let's open up Conductor, see where we're at. I'm pretty sure when it says grep here, it's actually transcribing the audio. So that's kind of interesting. I see the issue now. Let me actually verify that. What does grep mean in coding? Grep is a powerful command line tool used in coding to search through text files. Okay, I was wrong. Or source code for specific lines that match a given pattern. The acronym stands for Global Regular Expression Print. It originates from an old Unix text editor. Okay, cool. grep. Good to know. Before picking the mic stop timestamp, let me find where the dictation sentence actually ends in the audio. Why is Doobie crying on the latest thumbnail? Take some rest, bro. It's actually because that it gets more clicks, I've noticed. My click-through rate on a thumbnail where I'm crying is way higher than when I'm not crying. It's weird. Y'all want to see me cry for some reason? I don't know. Maybe I got to test some different faces. What is Conductor? Conductor is the developer environment that I use to build inside of. What's really handy about Conductor is I can switch between Claude models and Codex models. They've just recently added Cursor as well. So yeah, it's really handy. I recommend it if you're intermediate level when it comes to vibe coding. So you're not like a developer, but you've been using AI to build apps for a little while now. We've got a little update coming along here. The only thing I'm waiting on is for this to come through. Man, I'm gonna get Fable to review my entire code base now. I probably need to wait for a new 5-hour window. We're at 83%, so this is probably likely going to be the last time I can get Fable to do anything. And we can switch over to Codex. So let me read this. Ace Dev and Production Runtime Release Plan. Use a long-lived dev branch for the developer app and keep main as a production release branch. A branch alone is not enough because the package Ace app currently pulls one hard-coded runtime release tag. Create 2 runtime channels. Developer dev branch publishers, consumed only by ace dev.app. Production main publishers. Joy code runtime latest, consumed by normal applications ace.app. Batch user-facing updates by merging feature work into dev first, then opening one release PR from dev to main when the patch is ready. Key changes. Add an app channel config in the Electron shell. Keep normal UI server changes runtime only build install a new desktop shell when channel config. Add GitHub environments. Development. Always deploys from dev. No required reviewer. Allows deploy from main. Requires manual approval or at least restrict. So I'm just wondering if I'm building the app inside of Conductor, how that needs to look. Protect main with required PRs and required checks. Protect dev enough to prevent accidental force pushes but allow fast iteration. Agents create feature branches from origin main or current dev, depending on the task. PRs merge into dev. Auto downloads the release, so only the developer sees the frequent updates. Product patch release. Open one PR from dev to main, titled like release ACE runtime. Review and verify the accumulated changes. Click GitHub's merge button. Okay, but how does that look inside of Conductor? As the entire app is built inside of Conductor. So we have, well, how does the workflow look? Set up Git work trees. Others should be a branch identifier somewhere when you're working on it. Okay. There should be a branch identifier somewhere when you're working on it. Inside of Conductor. Is it this one? Select working directories. This has got to be it, right? No, that's not it. I'll tie this to how Conductor actually creates workspaces and branches, because the important shift is that Conductor remains the daily build surface while GitHub branches. Okay. The daily workflow would look like this. You create a new Conductor workspace for a task. The agent works in that workspace on its own branch. When the task is good, the agent opens a PR into dev, not main. You merge that PR into dev. GitHub action. So I'm basically just copy pasting the current main and renaming it dev. And then we're working off of that. GitHub actions publishes duo code runtime dev. Only your acedev.app pulls that update. You test the real installed developer app, not localhost. When a batch is ready, you open one PR from dev into main. Merging that PR publishes. So Conductor still works exactly how it is best used. Many isolated branches, many agents PR. The only change is the merge target. So Conductor, task workspace, feature branch, PR into dev, ace dev app auto updates, release workspaces or GitHub PR, dev into main, production ace.app auto updates. For Conductor specifically, I'd set the normal day-to-day target branch to origin dev once that branch exists. That means every new workspace starts from the current developer app state, and every agent naturally opens PRs into the dev channel. The production release becomes a deliberate Conductor workflow. Point: you should not install or replace from Conductor workspaces. Conductor produces branches and PRs. GitHub Actions produces the runtime releases. The installed apps pull from assigned runtime tags. In Conductor, like it should say dev/main, etc., whatever branch you're working on. Okay. Bro, your thumbnails are good. To be honest, the video editing can be better, and gonna be honest, I'm cold outreaching as an editor. I have past work to show and a LinkedIn with 4K plus. You interested? Let me know. Appreciate it, bro. Not really looking for an editor right now though. Thanks for reaching out, man. So I think, okay, I understand now. The opening a PR from dev to main and then merging it to main, does that need to happen on the GitHub website, or can that still happen inside of Conductor? It can still happen inside Conductor. Conductor workspaces are just Git branches, so the release step can be handled by an agent exactly like normal. Create a Conductor workspace for the release. Base it on origin. /main, ask the agent to merge origin/main into that branch. Resolve conflicts that run. Have the agent open a PR with base. Review it. The only part that must happen on GitHub is the actual GitHub side merge check publish machinery, but you can initiate and manage it with Conductor if the GitHub CLI API is authenticated. The clean release prompt in Claude. Then after merge. Okay. I would still keep the final merge button protected by GitHub branch protection, so accidental release is hard, but no, you do not need to manually do the whole thing on the GitHub website. Okay, guys, I'm just double checking because this is a completely new workflow for me, which I've grown so accustomed to, this specific workflow. So I'm just trying to make sure it all lines up. Not gonna lie, I like how it's just telling you to tell the agent to do it. Yeah, for real. The agent's like, I don't know, ask the other guy. Curious what your plan is for Reddit. I've seen a lot of noise on Instagram about people doing that. Reddit is a gold mine, man. I remember when I first started like my marketing journey, I was able to grow a newsletter to like 300 members within like 5 days of using Reddit. It was like, it was crazy. I didn't continue doing it because my account got banned, but if you are smart and you know how to, weave your CTA into the story and the value that you're providing, you can definitely use Reddit as your main starting point to get your first 100 users. I'll be doing a bit more of that on the live streams once the app goes live. So stay tuned for that. We've gone ahead and merged. Let's see if it picks up. Push upstream skill. What's that? Claude code skill for PR contributions. Track upstream. Claude code skill portability limitations. What's the GitHub? Is it push? Git pushing, Claude code skills. Is it this one? Automates the entire Git workflow from staging to pushing with a single script call. I think Conductor has this built in. When you go to create PRs, it shows its own .md. Did you feel like your Reddit strategy effort outweighed the results, or were you happy with it? Well, if you think about it and you have no distribution at all, let's say you've got no content being pushed consistently, you don't have much like audience base, then you got to take what you can get, right? You're using a free marketing method. If you get even like a few users out of that, you should be happy, The ROI is going to be different based on what your criteria is, Yo, Jmart, do you use Conductor as well? All right. Enough chit chat. Let's see if the new update comes through. Let me just see if there it is. Restart. Let's see if the onboarding is good now. All right, sounds good. Can you set this up and do what you need to do so we can start operating with this workflow? Let's test out the onboarding. Not daily, but I've dabbled with it. I just have a good understanding of most things tech. I'm a giga nerd. What are you using at the moment, Jmart? Do you just use the terminal? You're one of them terminal guys, aren't you? The advantage of using Conductor is you have the ability to switch between GPT and Claude inside of the app. So you can use both your subscriptions on the same project quite easily without switching between different tabs. All right, replay onboarding. Bruh. Onboarding video ain't even playing now. Let me try again. Oh, I think maybe it was in the middle of an update. Third time's a charm. All right, maybe Fable ain't everything it's hyped up to be. We've been prompting this for a little while now. Let me just check I've got enough usage here. %. Maybe we can squeeze it in. I just tried to run the onboarding and it didn't even start. Just got a black screen. Hey, welcome to Ace. To get started, go ahead and click New Project. It started playing. It's funny. Okay, it started playing after a slight delay. I did notice that after a slight delay, I'll just say that. Look into how that delay occurred, brackets 1 minute, and how to resolve. You are building a Mac app? Yes. Currently Claude app, like seeing things. I don't use Terminal much, but I'm heavy Windows user and Conductor isn't on here. So I've slowly been building on my own because it's cracked in my opinion. You reckon the Claude app is that good? I mean, to be fair, nowadays everyone's going to have to be using the Claude app. Otherwise you're not even going to be able to use Claude. I think I'd want the... Hey, welcome to Ace. To get started, go ahead and click New Project. I'd probably want the video to stop like here at 5 seconds. So I'm probably going to have to switch to GPT because I'm almost out of my Fable credits. I'm using the Claude Max plan 5x and the Codex 20x plan. That's kind of my two main. I also got a Gemini, but I'm probably going to unsubscribe. The only reason I used Gemini was for image generation, and I think GPT is better now. I'm using DeepSeek V4 Pro with Hermes, and in past 2 days I spent $5 with constant use. That's pretty good. Nice. DeepSeek, it's not bad. It's a good kind of overall model. Jmart says he enjoys the ease of use and he's usually working on like a million things at once. Easier to manage for himself in the app than Terminal. Okay, that's true. That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, coding inside the Terminal, not for me, man. I don't know how you guys do it. Boris, the creator of Claude, he swears by it. It's kind of interesting. Let's see if there's any new updates on Fable. Fable 5 just refactored my entire code base in one core, 67 tool invocations, 1 million plus new lines, 24 brand new files. It modularized everything, broke up monoliths, cleaned up spaghetti. None of it worked, but boy was it beautiful. That's funny. Me to Mythos. Hi, Mythos. Yeah, some of these memes. That's a good one. That's a good. I'm gonna give that a retweet. Claude Fable, my AI lord, I need you to scrape every product launch from 2026, reverse engineer the value proposition, steal the funnel structure, build me a course on WAP, price it at $297 with a fake discount from $997, set up financing, reverse engineer every viral info tweet from January 1st to now, extract the psychological triggers, write 365 scheduled tweets, generate student testimonials from parallel universes or from competitors, figure out, clone Chris Voss writing style for DMs, auto engage with big dogs until they follow me, create countdown timers that reset at 1 a.m, record An evergreen webinar using C Dance. And 7-day challenge as well. Detect when someone tweets, "I need to make more money," or "time to lock in," and reply with a paid actor testimonial within 40 seconds, and retire my family by Q3. My bloodline depends on this. No mistakes and hallucinations. Be precise. Fable. Bypass. Bypass permissions. Nah, that's too good. So funny. How bro felt when hitting post. Oh man, all right, I'll stop. No, that's cool. Let me check if I've got usage or if I've just run out reading freaking tweets. Twitter is like so addictive, man. Like that shit, like you get hooked on that and you can just sit there for so long just reading. And the crazy part about Twitter is for some reason it feels a little bit productive. Like it's my feed, at least, I'm seeing like AI content, I'm seeing memes, I'm seeing all this shit, and I'm here thinking, damn, I'm being real productive right now. I'm doing research for what I gotta do and what I should talk to my audience about. But like it's just bullshit because I'm just there doom scrolling. All right, this prompt is going for a bit long. We might actually hit our limit. I think we're about to hit it. 94%. Yeah, all right. What do we think, chat? What do we think? Are we hitting this limit? Are we able to get this prompt done in time, or are we hitting the usage limit? Place your bets, man. Place your bets. No? Dante saying no? I will save your lives right now. Hit me. All right. Well, while that's going on, oh, what was that noise? I think that was the noise of me hitting my usage limit. Nope. Anyone hear that? I've never heard that noise before. Bro, when using parallel session and conductor, won't one session override another session? No, because they are in separate branches. So you can work on multiple features at the same time. Bro, I don't know if I'm hitting this, man. 94%, come on. I'm praying to the AI gods right now. Come on. You can train your mind to be smarter with AI, you must think. Move is now at byte 40 ahead of the media data, so the first frame can render as soon as the first chunk arrives. Now add store feedback and a retry to the talk component. Now the watchdog effect and the video element handlers. Come on. All right, let's click this. Okay, let me take it from here. This is the ACE onboarding flow. Here you can share your project. That's cool. ACE will create the team to help build it. Let me show you. First, you need to name your project. For this example, I want to build an auto script writer. That's cool. All right. Now you can just type your project out. What I prefer to do is just click this mic button and yap. Keeping up with everything happening in the world of AI can be hard, so I want to automate the entire process. From research to script generation, every morning I want to wake up to one short form script around AI and vibe coding. I also drag in my product requirements document that I generated earlier, and we're good to go. Cool. Alright, now this page helps the AI ask crucial questions to remove any room for misinterpretation, because the more details you can provide ACE, the better the final output will be. Yo, Jmart, that is what I'm doing. Is that not recommended? The video is only 8 megabytes, so it's not a huge file. Now it's time to select your team size. It's important to note the bigger the team, the longer and more costly the output will be. So here's the rule of thumb. Use smaller teams for simpler tasks and bigger teams for more complex ones. For this, I'll pick 3. All right, the mouse doesn't move, which I don't like. I want it to run every morning, so I'll select daily. Here, CFR2 bucket. What is that?
Different models
Jmart.
roles and edit their system prompt if you like. For example, I actually want Gemini for research because it has access to Google, and Claude for review.
Okay, it's cutting corners, but
And there it is. I now have an AI team that autonomously writes scripts for me every single day.
that's pretty cool.
You two to get to know each other.
Yo. All right, the onboarding isn't fully there yet, but it's close. It's close. This isn't gonna use your API tokens because it's gonna connect to your downloaded native CLIs. So for Codex, it'll connect. For Gemini, it'll connect. It'll even connect for Claude. So even though Claude is switching their billing system, it's still gonna go through your subscriptions. But yes. That's the difference in the beauty of having a downloaded app versus a web app is you're going to have the ability to connect your subscriptions, at least for most of them. No, Cloudflare storage, it's free as well. Okay, thanks. It just gets the vid from a URL. Cool. CFR2 bucket. Let me just copy that. I'll add it to future updates. CFR2 bucket for onboarding video. So we got our auto script writer. Let's go. So I think we just need to fix a little bit of the mouse movement and we're good to go. What happened from the app log? Okay, start playing. Yo, it finished. Whoever said that we weren't gonna hit it, it just finished the prompt as I hit 100. I don't think I've ever done that before. Yeah, the flow is good. Thanks, bro. Thanks, guys. Good to know that you guys like the flow. I feel like that's a little win for me right there. What's the best way to make money with AI? Every AI video money making I see is all cap and just sell courses. I mean, if you looked at my recent video, I always do like thorough research on my videos. If you look at this one, I think you'll be surprised some of the methods that I mentioned. All of them are backed by real results that people have actually like done before. So yeah, check this one out. It gives you 6 different methods on how you can make money with Claude. One of them that I really like is actually
8K of monthly
this one.
in a browser tab. No app, no VR.
It basically lets you scan. Gaussian splatting is this new kind of GitHub repo. I mean, it's not new. It's been around for like 2 years. But it lets you scan a house with your phone. And you can basically sell this to real estate agents. I'd recommend checking it out. I definitely think it's probably one of the cooler side hustles if you're interested. I didn't doubt. I was saying no to that being the only way to work with AI. Yeah, no, I got that. I think let's merge. Continue. All right, I'm gonna remove that now. Oh, fuck, I shouldn't have done that. Review onboarding changes. We can do this and build onboarding. Okay. So we are now iterating and working on the onboarding tutorial and just a few tweaks that I want to make. The first one is when I go to click new project in the onboarding, when it prompts me to click new project, there's like a little buffer where the highlight is still showing and I've already started talking about the next thing, once I click that new project, it should just show the next scene and start fresh. No new highlight or anything. The other thing I've also noticed is that the cursor, the fake cursor that we're implementing, it doesn't always follow and click the right buttons. Sometimes it just stays in the middle and it doesn't feel real. We want this cursor to feel real, right? The other thing as well is when I'm typing out something, it just types out the entire text rather than typing each text word by letter. So I think we should focus on that. We want this to feel like I am essentially using the person's app and walking them through it as if I'm next to them. That's what this needs to feel like. It needs to feel natural. Right now, the flow is clean. It's working step by step, but it doesn't feel natural. And I think the way that we make it feel natural is by making sure the mouse is, clicking through. Think about, map out every single click that a user needs to make and where to move to the next flow, and then make the mouse do that exact thing. But yeah, the flow is right. It's doing everything. It's showing the right things. We're just not 100% there yet. If I had to give a percentage, we're probably like 70%. The FIFA one is a money printer. I reckon FIFA would be huge. Is it me or a lot more people watching the stream than before? Yeah, I think there are more people on the stream today, probably because of the new Claude release. One other thing I also noticed is I had my stream settings wrong. So I noticed that I changed my stream settings maybe like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. And when I changed those settings, I think YouTube didn't like it for some reason, and it started actually not pushing my live streams as much. So I've gone back and updated my settings, and I've noticed ever since I've updated the settings, I'm getting a little bit more viewership. So yeah, don't mess around with your live stream settings, man. New update should be coming in soon. I think another thing is like the optimizations. This dev prod update has been taking ages. 19 minutes now, man. Make the onboarding video start instantly and surface loading instead of a black box. What's our Codex usage on? I haven't even checked. Claude resets in 3 hours. So we can get rid of Claude now. We're done with you for the day, at least for the next few hours. Bye-bye. %78% with the usage limits. If you were to pitch Cursor versus Claude Code plus Cowork, what do you think the #1 benefit would be? I'm not the biggest advocate of Cursor, to be honest. It just wasn't for me. So I haven't had a lot of experience with Cursor. If you're talking about the Composer AI that they have, then I haven't had experience with that either. The difference between Claude Code plus Cowork is they're giving users the ability to have Claude Code kind of level control, but in an environment that you don't need to understand code for. So I've noticed this is really handy dandy for small business owners. People almost have renamed Cowork Claude for small businesses. I've seen people say that because it's literally giving people the ability to, make changes on their computer without having to open up a terminal or understand Claude Code. It's like a in between chat and code. I'm gonna start building some cool shit too. Let's go. I'm glad I inspired you, bro. Came into the chat hating. Now you're leaving inspired, bro. There's a lesson in that, I'm sure. I wonder how many people actually use Cowork. I use Cowork. I think Cowork is great. It has its own perks. For example, my latest video, how to make Claude sound exactly like you. Cowork is the one you want to use. What else is really cool? What else do I use Cowork for? Heaps of stuff. You can get it to alter certain files. It's actually really handy. If you want to do a task really quickly without going through the BS of Claude Code, I actually recommend Cowork. If I had to split up my usage across all of Claude's features, it would probably be like 10% Claude Chat, 30% Claude Cowork, and then 60% Claude Code. That's probably how my usage is split up. I mostly use Cowork plus Claude Code, but I find some disconnect. I misspoke, did not know Cursor made a composer. Geez, yeah, they made this tool. The only reason I know about it is because it's on Conductor, but they made Composer, which is this kind of AI model. Where does it land on their benchmark? Composer's here. 55 cents at 63%. That's interesting. Is it actually as good as they saying it is? Has anyone used Composer before? Composer here. I'm curious that's really cheap. They definitely are subsidizing. Wait, they removed their IDE? Coding really is dead, holy. Did they? No, they didn't. They still have it. You're joking. Maybe they've just changed the layout a little bit. Yo, if you're new here, feel free to like up the stream if you're vibing. I live stream every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, sometimes Thursday, Friday, 8 a.m. Sydney time. I don't like how much space this mission contract takes up. That onboarding vid opened my eyes, lol. That's funny. That's the thing, right? It's all about how creative you can be. Like, the more creative you are, I think the more fun that you can have with AI, because literally it can build anything you tell it to if you are concise and firm. And so you can see how creativity comes into play here, right? If anyone can build anything, you got to be using your mind on like how you can make your experience a memorable one. I'm building a SaaS tool for home service companies and trying to figure out distribution. I mean, I would recommend doing what I'm doing, man. Live stream, like if you're comfortable, live stream, dude. Like so many doors have opened up for me because of me live streaming. Like, my biggest earner and bringer of revenue right now is my YouTube channel. it's paying for all the bills. And it was a secondary thought to me until recently, because I just wanted to kind of have distribution working while I was vibe coding and while I was building my app. And so I saw it being really high leverage. Now, obviously, you need to be like comfortable live streaming and stuff. It is quite daunting when you first start, but you know, the more you get into it, the easier it gets. When I first started, I was really nervous and scared, and you just get used to it, man. Now I'm really happy I did it. I've learned so much from my chat, and I don't think I'd be where I am today if I didn't live stream and have my chat telling me what to do. Implemented and opened the scene. One spotlight clears immediately after so what I can actually see is using a realistic workflow for using Fable is using GPT 5.5 for coding and then using Fable to review the code, because that way you're actually still able to get Fable's kind of input while still using a cheaper model. And I think this might actually be a method where I'm able to extend the usage for a bit longer. Because if Fable's reviewing the code, at the end of the day, it's still going to get done at a certain level, right? Because Fable's not going to let shitty code pass. You can make it collapsible. I've seen the only issue with making it collapsible, Jmart, is in the future, I actually want users to be able to click in this and it expands into a Kanban board. And so I have an idea of wanting to turn this into something cooler, where users can literally click on this mission contract and see a Kanban board, and they can see their AI agents in the different sections, and they can literally just prompt it through the Kanban board. And I feel like if I have a minimize button, it's too many clicks away, right? Because it's then you minimize it. To open a Kanban board, you have to click it and then click it again. That's 2 clicks, where I'd prefer it to just be 1 click. So I actually want this to be the minimized state, if that makes sense. It's the composer now. It used to be VS Code Fork with the agent side chat. Now it's a full-blown composer like Conductor. Interesting. I've seen a new AI company called Drafted, and they are using AI to create 3D home blueprints. So smart. That's really cool. Wow. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I've started on YouTube Shorts, Insta, TikTok, but live streaming seems to be a solid play. 110%. You should get into live streaming. And the fact that you've already started YouTube Shorts, Instagram, and TikTok is massive, man. There's a lot of people that haven't even done that. So you're already in the top like 5%. Just know it does take time. It took me my 300th video before things started actually getting a little bit of traction. So, yep. And you could set up your GitHub repo to get Claude to auto review when you create PRs. Oh, cool. That's cool. Today I learned what Kanban board is, lol. Bro, have you never done a project management tool? If YouTube is paying your bill must be very low. Brother, guac, 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 holy. That's funny. Nah, it's because of the sponsorship deals, man. YouTube pays me, I would say my bills are actually higher than the average person. I've shared my YouTube earnings before, but at the moment I'm consistently making 10 to 15 grand a month on my YouTube. That's across, the ad revenue. That's across the sponsorship deals. That's across everything, right? If we go like last 90 days, that's 6 grand just in ad revenue. Like that's not even my biggest earner, and it's already made 6 grand in 3 months. And yeah, I feel like it's only going to go up from there. You know, the bigger you get, the more ad revenue you bring in. Yeah, you can see my biggest day, $340. just for a few days consistently, I was getting like above $100, $200. Like that's crazy for a week straight. So yeah, YouTube pays, man. YouTube pays. What is this? What app is this? Is this a second Ace Dev? Oh, this is Ace Dev. Okay. Okay, interesting. So now I have Ace Dev and I have Ace. YouTube long form sponsors pay well. Yeah, exactly. Damn, I tried to ask Fable to fix a bug that I had and now it work less. LMAO. Welcome to Vibecoding. Comparing GPT 5.5 versus Claude code usage, does GPT last most longer? I've noticed GPT lasts longer than Claude, yeah. Like I'd probably say there's at least a 2 to 3x difference in terms of usage. Make guided onboarding cursor interactions feel natural. Let's go ahead and I might get a review on this just in case. Dev prod update flow, 32-minute prompt. Jesus Christ. This is probably sucking away all of my from streaming, not from streaming. It's actually from my long form videos. My long form videos bring in the most revenue for YouTube. I'm thinking my math is off, but you're earning around $100 more than the Dole bludges myself a week. Well done, Doobie. That's the kind of goal I hope to achieve on God. Thanks, man. Hey, I wasn't expecting to get here so quickly, honestly. So it's all thanks to you guys, really. I noticed it's a good strategy to have short form content every day because then you're reaching a large audience. And then you have your long form videos, which almost filters, right? What you're doing is you're creating a funnel and you're filtering your audience. So you start with the top of the funnel, which is short form content. It's the easiest to make and it gets distributed the easiest. So you start with short form and then you go to the next layer, which is long form, right? And then you go to the layer before that, because live streaming isn't for everyone. Not everyone wants to watch live streams, but the layer below long forms is live streaming. And then the layer below that would be like being in the community, in the Discord or the school community. And so by using this method, you can actually increase your community and audience engagement, because in the live stream, we're engaging so much, right? Like I'm able to talk to you guys, you guys are able to talk to me, and I'm able to get honest feedback from you guys. If I do something that's kind of like, hey, shit, I shouldn't have done that, you guys are going to tell me. But I'm also able to tell you guys like, hey, shit, this is my opinion. And we can kind of like bond over it, right? And our connection grows stronger, where you don't get that with a short form video. And so I think having this funnel kind of creates this system for you to have a highly engaged audience. And so even with my small 30,000 subscribers, people would say that's pretty small. I've been able to generate a lot more viewership and a lot more revenue than most people would at my level or my size, I guess. We got some review findings, none. Perfect. Merge. With 34K subs, that's pretty sick. I got Claude Code max time to get GPT Pro Plan 2. I guess throw $200 on LLM. Yeah, I mean, you need to have one max plan and one like lower plan. If you have two max plans, great, but have one heavy lifter. That's why I'm waiting for GPT 5.6, because I have the max 20x plan. So once GPT 5.6 comes out, I know I'm gonna be using that shit non-stop. Somebody clip that. Do be dropping some bars of gold. Slidephone. Bro, you crack me up, man. Appreciate you though. Slidephone, the best hype man, for real. Also, Slidephone, where the hell is Vince gone, man? I haven't heard from this guy in like 2 weeks. Emilio says, I think I will. Like, if I had a guys who was making the commercial thing for me, I'm too scared to stream. I mean, you don't need a live stream though. You can always just like do pre-recorded content. You can script everything. You can edit it how you want it to. Even if you don't like that, you don't even have to show your face. There's faceless YouTube channels that are printed right now. You know? You can just say your voice. You can speak in French as well, and just talk to people in France. Like, dude, Vince is like dropped off the face of the planet, man. I haven't spoken to him in a long time. No idea, bro. I don't really chat with him often enough. Some of my boys may have scared him off. Yeah. Have you introduced him to your boys? What content has worked best for you to bring people into the community to pay attention to the app you're building? I mean, live streaming has definitely worked the best, because they see me live building the app and they see me using it. But long form videos are a winner. You make a good long form video around the topic of your app, and you say like, you know, today I'm going to talk about agent looping. You know, that's a trend right now, agent loops, and how to build one. You can talk about maybe a specific feature in your app that follows a certain topic. You don't want to think about what's the topic that you want to make or what's the content that you want to make. You want to think about what's the content that people want to see, and then build your like video around that. So if people want to see agent loops, then I don't know, how hard is it to implement an agent loop into your app, or something that's similar to an agent loop? Agent harnesses is another thing, you know, talking about how agents can talk to one another and get the job done. Dude, where is that noise coming from? I have no idea where that noise is coming from. I tried to introduce Vince and Ness. Neither of them worked out. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, Slidephone, the way that I look at it is like, if you introduce like an online person into your boys group, sometimes it doesn't work out because it just doesn't mesh the same way. You know what I mean? People working in Anthropic quit to launch their own loop as a service SaaS. Yeah, for real. That's dead ass what happened. Create a Hermes agent and create a pipeline using Hugging Face MCP server and 11 Labs and push content 24/7. Also connect to X API. Is that what you do? There's plenty of ways to do, faceless automated content. Hermes agent is definitely an interesting one. Even better, I'll do you one better. You connect it to Higgsfield MCP and start producing short form videos and post them onto TikTok and stuff. You could also make slides. Like, there's so many methods. You don't even need to make short form videos. You can make slides. Slides do well. All right, let's review the onboarding.
Hey, welcome to ACE. To get started, go ahead and click New Project.
I love how I like look away and then I start again.
Okay, let me take it from here. This is the ACE onboarding flow. Here you can share your project and ACE will create the team to help build it. Let me show you. First, you need to name your project. For this example, I want to build an auto script writer. Now you can just type.
I don't like how
All you do is just click this mic button and yap. Keeping up with
the hover effect isn't
AI
occurring when the fake mouse hovers over a button.
research to script generation. Every morning, I want to wake up to one short form script around AI and vibe coding. I also drag in my product requirements document that I generated earlier, and we're good to go.
The
Alright, now this
step
page
one, when I'm dragging the product requirements document, it doesn't show me actually dragging it from the side of the screen, like from the computer onto the app.
B.
Step two, it doesn't even click through any of the questions.
It's important to note the bigger the
It just
team,
automatically
the
skips
more
through them.
costly the output will be. So here's the rule of thumb. Use smaller teams for simpler tasks and bigger teams for more complex ones.
It's not a live
3.
interaction. Like when I'm dragging the slider
I'll select daily.
to build the team size,
Here, you'll be able to customize your team.
the slider is lagging behind.
For different roles and edit their system prompt if you like. For example, I actually want Gemini for research because it has access to Google. And
In
Claude
step 5, when I'm actually building the team and looking at the system prompt, I click on a agent to look at the prompt. However, then out of nowhere, I click again, and then the agent has changed. How does that make any sense? The user would need to click out of that and then click onto the next agent, rather than just a random click. What are you using to record and go step to step? That's cool. I just recorded it using MP4 and then I chucked it into Codex to create a transcript with timing on every single word that I'm saying. And then I put that document into Claude and I'm building out the onboarding. All right, we got Ace Dev in the building. What is that noise? Does anyone know what that noise is? It's a random ding that pops in. I have no idea what it is. I'm about to edit the cube manifest and controller. Yeah, I get you. I didn't explain correctly. I tried to introduce them to the agentic coder communities that I've been moving through, but yeah, conflict of personalities, but that's cool. Tomorrow is a new day. I think I'm just going to post on Reddit and X. That's a great way to start to get your first couple of users. It's certainly a Mac noise. I'd suggest opening the volume mixer controller on another screen. As soon as the noise happens, glance over, look at what channel had some sound in the visualizer. That should help you find out what program is causing it. That's a good idea, Vince. I just called you Vince. That's a good idea, Slyphorn. I'm gonna do that. Slyphorn merging into Vince, replacing Vince in my mind right now. All right, bro. Time to dip. Great demo. Peace out, bro. Have a good one. Is it the Pomodoro timer? Oh, yo, Jmart, man. You a freaking clever guy. You a clever guy, Jmart. You a clever motherfucking guy, dude. We've had this Pomodoro timer running for bare time now. We didn't even check it. Forgive me, Vince. I'm sorry. Yo. That's meme coin migrating noise. Lol. That's funny. Yeah, I'm just trading meme coins while I'm live streaming. You guys don't know about it. That's freaking funny, man. Yo, Jmart, bro. Jmart just has the answer to everything, I've realized. Like, this guy just knows everything, bro. There hasn't been a moment where Jmart has said something and he's been wrong. Like, shout out Jmart for real. He the GOAT. Jmart the GOAT. Damn, 47 minutes on this, man. Like, are you good, bro? Are you good? I noticed one CSS detail during review browser support from multiplying CSS variables inside. Big fire for Jay. Yeah, Jay is way smarter than he lets on. 110%, bro. I'm starting to think Jay can can go toe to toe with Ness, man. I'm thinking Jay and Ness gotta go in the arena together, man. Battle it out. Figure out who's the smartest community member. All right, let's see if Ace Dev works. Continue with Google. Signing in. I've signed in. I'm opening the Ace app. And I'm inside Ace Dev. Didn't work, actually. Let me take a screenshot of that error. Oh, never mind. It just closed and reopened itself. Looks like it's still in the middle of being built. Dude, I'm convinced something's broken here, man. All right, let's try this again. Okay. Currently, when trying to log in through the Ace Dev app, I'm getting this error. Jmart #1 mined in all of USA. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Get a review on this. How many sheets of toilet do you use in one go? What is that question, bro? Like, how many sheets of toilet? What is a sheet of toilet, bro? But I got them fluffy. I got them fluffy paper, like toilet papers. I got that 6-ply. That shit hella comfy when you wiping, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't need to use that many. I think 4 sheets is like low-key plenty when you got 6-ply. Pack it up, twin, cause huh? Dude, for real. The operator protocol, bro. Are you really the operator protocol? I don't know, man. I don't know if the operator protocol will be making those kinds of comments, man. go have a look. When's my Claude usage reset? Reset in 2 hours and 46 minutes. All right. One important detail is that most clicks are synthetic events, not actual DOM clicks, so the target rectangles only affect cursor placement. I'm still checking where synthetic actions can depend on stale wizard state or an element that do not exist at that queue time. The implementation was a few race-prone areas because queue execution is time-based while React state updates are async. I'm checking those against the existing workspace, creating path before deciding whether they are practical review findings. Okay. Depends on what you wait. Crazy. GAI with the craziest response I have ever witnessed. That is a madness. What's a good starting point for building voice AI agents? Do you have any tech stack suggestions? Thank you. Voice AI agents. I mean, you can connect it to 11 Labs, and then clone your voice if you want for that. Voice AI agents. You could use Hermes Agent. I remember, like when I first got into OpenClaw, I was testing out using a voice for OpenClaw. So every time it like made an update, it would tell me verbally, but yeah, there's definitely cheaper ones out there than 11 Labs, but I know the 11 Labs API would get you started quite easily. No findings. Let's go ahead and merge here. Retell is a router and you can select the various models to test them. Well, there you go. Lucky AZ Realtor. You can use Retell. Sealy Led, what's good, brother? Waiting on that update to come through. Welcome to A. So there's two onboardings. There's one where it's like connecting your tools. Agent coding environment for Claude, next, how it works, next. And then it's going to check your setup. It shouldn't even have required for 2. It should just have required for 1. Ready. GitHub optional for repo management. I thought I connected this. Start building. We can make that onboarding a bit better. Watching Japanese baseball and you, how you doing? I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing really good. Just been testing out Fable, which is pretty good. Swap the emojis like that you saw in the onboarding, like these ones. Iconify. Ah, cool. probably animate them, hey, like small little Lottie animations. We could do that. We could do that on Higgsfield. Make it feel a bit more welcoming, you know? That's the very first thing that people are going to see. It looks a bit AI generated. I feel you. I feel you. Where do I sign up for ACE, by the way? Because I'm actually invested in it, LMAO. You can sign up at the bottom of the description. There is a URL. Sign up to my test apps. It's like the second last link. And you can chuck your email in there. You'll be the first person to know once it goes live. I'm going to go. Peace out, everybody. Peace out, Emilio. And on that note, I'm probably going to end the stream here as well, guys. I'm going to wait for my Fable subscription to usage to come back. But yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks for joining today. It's been a good time. I've enjoyed myself thoroughly. Maybe I got to do the earlier live streams more often. But yeah, thanks for keeping me company, man. Thanks, J-Mart, for helping me out. Sealy Led, I'll catch ya. Emilio, peace out, bro. GAI, gay, bye. Liama, I'll catch you. Operator Protocol came in with one question and left, by the way. Just saying. Bro Troll and Slythorn, I'll catch you. Prob, peace out. Peace out, peace out, peace out. Thank you, thank you. F4, DLS, I hope you got some work done. Peace out, guys. Let's get this shit.